I'm Craig Collins. I'm the CEO of Granite WMS. So today I want to talk about the value of a subscription model versus upfront implementation. We've all had to deal with lawyers, and when you pick up the phone and you have a conversation, you know you're paying by the minute. So this approach has been adopted by many consulting companies and ERP vendors for the last 20 years have tried to recover hours. In fact, everyone out there who does professional work is all about recovering hours. It disappoints me that business models have not moved on and haven't changed, because when you recover hours, the cost to your business is a culture cost. Everyone in your business is trying to recover a certain number of hours to justify their existence. And that means that they're not giving real value to the customer because it's all about the hours. And they sometimes even feel embarrassed by the fact that they have to charge for just having a phone call. So I don't believe that this is a great or sustainable model. Now, again, I'm going against 20 years of consulting wisdom. The Andersons of the world, this is how they work. The lawyers of the world, the doctors of the world. But you know what? It's time for a change. So let's discuss the real benefits of going with a subscription model. First, you have a fixed fee. You know what your budget is. You're not going to get any surprises. That is what you're paying every month. Now, if the business model or the service provider understands the long-term value of that to their business, they can make sure that their resources are in place because they've now got a fixed revenue coming in. They can plan. You can plan from a budget point of view. And I believe this is a win-win, especially if you start looking at a long-term value of customer of 10 years, for example. Now, there are some hidden benefits to this approach. So at Granite WMS, we do this. We charge a single subscription, which is charged monthly, and it includes service, support, upgrades, implementation, changes, customizations. It's all in there. So what does it mean to the warehouse manager? Well, a great example is that when you have a problem in the warehouse, it's often 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the afternoon when you're trying to get the trucks out. Now, in the typical support example, what happens is you log a support call. The system's not working or something's not working. And then the help desk has to say, well, here is a quotation. You need it authorized or approved. But the buyers have gone home for the day. So you end up having to write things on paper, make a plan so that you can get the vendor to fix the problem in the morning. And the authorization, the admin process tends to stymie the service. If that is all included in your monthly subscription, there's no question of when the work will get done. It's make a phone call, get the support done, and you carry on working. So that's one of the hidden benefits. But there's another factor that people don't take into account in this business model where you're charging by the hour. And that is the billing cycle, the cash cycle, the administration overhead. So if you take the fact that I've got a warehouse system, I've got a warehouse manager, and he's got a problem, he picks up the phone, logs a call, and the problem gets solved. Now, with the traditional model in the background, the purchase order has to have been placed. The purchasing department or buying department have to get involved. There's credit limits, credit holds that end up coming into play. Then someone has to raise an invoice on the service provider side. So you've got an admin person involved. Then someone has to process that invoice as a supplier invoice. They've got to process a payment against it. Someone, probably the boss or the management team, have to authorize that payment. So if you add all of this up, you've doubled the cost of the support call just through the admin processes, going through buyers, debtors clerks, creditors clerks, invoicing clerks, administration management. It all adds to the cost of a simple support call, which was from a warehouse manager saying, my label printer is not working. Take all of that cost put it into your subscription, and you don't have that as part of the business cost, both as the service provider and as the customer. I think it's a win-win. So if you are paying for every service call, if you're paying for upfront implementation, and your vendors are not able to build a long-term relationship with a simple monthly subscription, maybe you should be looking somewhere else.